rather, like a lot of people, I go to their house and they're like trying to impress me that their dog sits before it goes outside or it does down before something. I personally don't care about that. I would rather a dog be standing and calm than sitting and anxious or like down and anxious. And like I see that a lot with reactivity a lot also. Like the dog, like they'll be like, you know, the dog can't be down and lunging at the same time, right? But like the dog's mentality is like, I can't wait to lunge. And like for me personally, emotional regulation is where it's at, and just teaching dogs like how to chill.
Well, I'm glad I didn't bring my dog. Remember, I was like, we were talking about I'll bring my shepherd, dude. Because if I would have him here, he would down for maybe like tops 3 minutes, but then he'd be like all over the place. So I'm glad I didn't bring him.
But you know what? I should rephrase what I said, because it's not really all about chillness. I do like to teach dogs how to chill, but dogs that are like that are just kind of like up in my face or hyper, I love that also. So I mean, I grew up with dogs like that, and like, I grew up with shepherds and shepherd mixes, and I meet dogs like that often. That's nothing to me. And I one thing I never do is I don't want a dog to feel suppressed, and I let them. That's another thing. Like I'll go to people's houses and they'll like feel like to show me what kind of control that they have, that the dog can't jump on me. I always want people to just let the dog do whatever it's going to do, because another trainer said this to me and it made a lot of sense to me, which was, I want to see what the dog is going to do when nobody's telling them what to do. So I thought that was genius. So yeah, for me, I'll always allow a dog to celebrate. Dogs don't have to be calm. That's all.
I got you. All right, so let's do a quick Q&A. Is that okay with you?
Sure.
All right, so what's your favorite breed to work with?
I don't have a favorite breed. I would say I have sort of like a favorite temperament and drive, and it's hard to kind of describe. I know when I see it, but if I had to say a favorite breed, we'll have to come back to that one, because I really don't have. There's something special in all breeds and even mixes, and it's hard to say that really.
What's your least favorite breed to work with?
I don't have a least favorite, but I will say this. I don't like when people have toy breeds and like, let me rephrase that. I love toy breeds and I love all dogs, but I treat toy breeds the same way I would treat a Rottweiler. I don't focus on the size, I focus on the behavior. And I don't like when people get tiny dogs and treat them like babies and do things that they wouldn't allow with a 150-pound dog.
Or the Chihuahua where they're holding on their chest and the Chihuahua's barking crazy, biting people.
Right, that's not an option with a giant dog. So what would you do if it was a giant dog? Why don't you just do that same thing, you know?
Right. Yeah, no, I agree. Where do you see dog training as a career and the direction of where dog training is going in 50 years? Do you see heavy regulation, meaning that tools will be banned? Do you see that tools will still be here in 50 years? Where do you see dog training?
I don't make predictions about that, but I will say one last thing about my philosophy. It's constantly evolving. And if your answer as a trainer is not that it's constantly evolving, that is, I don't know. I consider that a bit problematic. Like, you know, if you really, if you really are in it because you want the best for dogs and you're not constantly evolving, that to me is a bit scary. I don't know what to say about that.
That's a good answer. It's a really, really good answer. Yeah, man, we had so much stuff off camera to talk about. What do you want to talk about now? This could just be a free-flowing conversation, man. It doesn't have to be like super, super formal. It could just be literally what we were talking about before.
You know what? I will say one thing. You have a big dog and a little dog, right? Yeah. Okay. I want to give him a lot of credit because I meet a lot of trainers. Like if he said that same question to a lot of trainers, do you have a favorite breed to work with? Like, you know, a lot of trainers will say Malinois, and like, shout out to all the Malinois and all that kind of stuff. But I'm just saying, I don't know. He seems like an open-minded trainer that would have a German Shepherd and also a little fluffy white dog. I think is really great. And thanks, I don't know. I try not to get stuck on like, you know, my favorite is like this type of dog. I also am not really into like owners that only own like, I've always had Dalmatians or something like that. I don't know. To me, it's a bit odd. I try not to judge it, but I think a lot of times what I see is they're almost like trying to replace their first dog that they got sad about. And they're like, I'm going to get another one. And then another. But I don't know. I just see all dogs. I just can't imagine just only loving one breed that much, you know?
All right, so let's talk about your app, man, because your app is cool.
Sure, yeah.
I rated it on, what was it, the App Store? I thought it was really good. So I'll ask you a question. So what exactly is the app, and what made you want to create this app? I know we talked about this before, but just for camera, I want to get it on camera.
Yeah, I mean, look, in its essence, the app is a repetition tracker for dog owners, a mood and body language log, and it creates accountability for dog owners, accountability and motivation, because we're making it even more fun. But yeah, in short, it creates accountability for dog owners.
Nice. So I read this book. I don't remember what the book is called, and I don't want to say the name either because I don't want to throw any kind of bad vibes towards any trainer. But in the book, it said, when I was reading, I was like, wow, that's kind of harsh. The book said a lot of dog owners are lazy and they don't like to do the homework. And I never ever want to use this word lazy because I feel like if a client ever saw that, they'd be like, oh my God, it's harsh. But to some degree, I can say probably most trainers would agree that a lot of people don't do their homework and then they blame the trainer for not having the outcome they want. And also, like I also want to put this out there, is that when you get a trainer, it's not like you're taking your car to get fixed where your car comes back and it's 100% done. With a dog, you get to understand the emotions. There's a lot, it's more complex than just a car. You can't just replace it with a piece and it's done. And I think as trainers, we should be telling clients more that when you're getting training, the training never ends. It's always continuing and it's always getting more and more, and you have to adapt. And so let's just give, for instance, like if you're training a reactive dog, we can have the dog in control in like 12 classes, but when the classes are done, can you, the owner, still control that dog? So it's like I said, it's not a matter of can you take the car and get it fixed in like, a couple hours. The fixing of the dog isn't a couple hours of taking it to the mechanic. It's us giving you the skills and you almost becoming your own trainer for your own dog and being able to apply those skills with the dog after we leave. So I don't know if you have anything else to put in there. I know it's like kind of like a lot of words.
No, that was good. I mean, like,
maybe that didn't make sense what I said, but
no, it made sense. I've seen dogs be surrendered into shelters and the worst happened to them because dog owners didn't take any responsibility. That's one thing. And then also, like, I went to a client recently before this app where we were doing recall. This dog was running out of the house. And on the second session, I had this dog doing recall from out of the house into the house with the doors open. And, anyway, we were doing all kinds of recall exercises. And I asked them, how many reps did you do in between, from last set? They did 0 repetitions. So one of the reasons I made this is because I was just talking to a dog trainer before this and they're like, I have to make sure my clients do their work, but their work is so vague. A lot of it comes down to repetitions. Even if you're teaching states of mind and you're doing like a relaxation protocol and you're just doing like repetitions of like capturing when the dog is calm, it's still, it's not just a numbers game, but repetitions are important,
Absolutely. All right, man. I think that's all the time we have. But do you want to shout out your business name and where people can find you?
Yeah, Dog Homeschool with a K, HOMESKOOL.com, Dog Homeschool. Facebook, also doghomeschool.com. And on there, links to the app stores and all that stuff. And I will say we plant a tree. We donate to plant a tree with each subscription. And a lot of people are asking me, like, where do you do that? Do you really do it? We do it through an organization called Trees for the Future. So just putting that out there.
Awesome, man. All right. Thank you, brother. I'm going to end it there.